we are recording this sessions after we have taken permissions from you when you fill the form. So yeah, I extend my warm welcome to all of you. Today, I welcome you on behalf of YCIG Steering Committee to the first webinar on the theme of environmental sustainability and climate change. So first of all, you might be curious, some of you, as to what a Youth Coalition is. So Youth Coalition is Youth Coalition on Internet Governance, that is YCIG, as you can see in my background as well, is an open group for organizations and individuals representing all stakeholders, stakeholder groups willing to collaborate together in order to encourage and enrich youth participation in local, regional, and international internet governance discussion forums. Basically, this YCIG was established to advocate for the voice of young people, children, and young professionals like you in the fora of internet governance, particularly at the annual Internet Governance Forum conducted by the United Nations. So YCIG is a natural space where we gather together and like-minded youth interested in internet-related issues, internet governance issues. They collaborate, and we use it as a platform for our community members to engage all stakeholders on an equal footing to amplify youth voices. So we are open to all young people, and maybe later my team will share the link of our website and our group, and you are most welcome to join us to keep hearing about these interesting webinars and more youth-led opportunities in the area of internet governance and many other themes. So today our theme is on environmental sustainability and climate change. And without wasting any further time, I would like to introduce my amazing panel of speakers. So can we move to the next slide, please? So yeah, today we have Jaewon with us. So Jaewon is a researcher at Karlsruhe Institute of Technology in Germany. She was also a Green Talents awardee awarded by the Federal Ministry of Germany in 2019. And she has been advocating largely on environmental sustainability and policy issues also in her country and specifically globally as well. So and the next speaker we have is Ranitya. Ranitya is also the founder of Waste Hub ID, in which she has made a transformation in terms of waste in her country, Indonesia. And she's also heading the environmental division at Rumah Millennials, which she would enlighten us what it's about. And she's a very active environmentalist. She has won clothes in the area of internet and I mean in the area of environmental studies. And I'm sure she would enlighten us with her public speaking skills. And my last panel is very young Mariia Dzholos, who is an international politics and economics student at Middlebury College. And she was also the regional case study winner at World Bank Group Youth Summit in 2021. She has been advocating for the cause of environment and climate change. And she has been also involved in policy making issues, advocating change in her country, and also a young public speaker whom we will hear about. So I would like to give the panel to Jaewon to brief about how she got interested about environmental issues, and maybe a little bit about herself, and throw some light on the issues of environment. So over to you, Jaewon.
Sure. Thank you for the introduction. I'm Jaewon from Korea, and as Atif mentioned, I won the Green Talent Award. So as a prize, now I'm in Karlsruhe Institute of Technology in Germany. What I'm researching these days is I focus on the urban forest and how does the urban forest give all the ecosystem services to citizens. And I want to find nature-based solutions to increase resilience, try to mitigate climate change impact. Before this, when I was doing my master's degree, I was focusing on water sanitation and hygiene facility and how does it impact on girls' education. So as you can see, I was mainly interested in environment in more interdisciplinary way. So for the internet, of course, I think we should also try to think about how to make it more sustainable in a long-term perspective. So yeah, I'm looking forward to talk with all of you today and learn from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jaewon. So next, I would like to call upon Ranitya. So Ranitya, can you brief us about what made you think about the environmental issues in your country, and how did you, at such a young age, how did you come to think of founding a company which could work in the area of waste management? And what would you like the youth of tomorrow? What will be your message to them? And if you can give a brief about you. So over to you, Ranitya. Look forward to hear from you.
Okay, thank you, Atif. May I ask share screen? Is it possible? Yeah, okay, I will share my screen. It's only one slide, so I will share about myself. Okay, this is my slide. Actually, not really much. I just want to introduce about me. So when we talk about the environment, actually, I have experience since 2011 until now. It's been 10 years. So actually, I learned a lot about all environments, like for climate change, and then right now I'm more focusing on waste management. So actually, I'm a diver. When I was bachelor's, I also study about fisheries and marine sciences. So from that problem, because I saw many waste in the oceans, and then I concerned about conservation, especially for marine biota, become diverse, be diverse, and also I'm very active on all the activities regarding for environmental science. And right now I'm active as a Master's of Public Policy candidate students in one of the school in Indonesia. And besides that, also I'm working on the company this handle about the plastic waste issues in the oceans. And during 10 years, I learned a lot about environment. One of them is become Asia Pacific finalist of Young Champion of the Earth Prize UNIP program. I brought my program about waste solution hub is about waste management recycling in Indonesia. I made it since 2019 until now. So we solve the waste because it's orang in Indonesia, involving around 1,222 scavengers. And until now, we're still running. And even the COVID-19 is a little bit hit us, but it's okay. Because when we talk about waste management, it means that it's talk about forever. Because like every people, they produce waste, but the important thing is about not only produce, but how make it into circular process. Because the circular process, and then it will be made to the recycling product is more useful than we just throw away in the landfill. Yeah, actually, I'm very happy, Active, and all the organizers invite me. I'm happy to discuss more about these issues. Yeah, just keep it out with everything. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so inspiring. Thanks. Great work, Ranitya. So I'm sure our young participants would be motivated to see that work as well, and they would be willing to amplify work like this in their localities. Now over to Mariia, our panelist. And Mariia, you have been the winner of regional case study of World Bank Youth Forum, and you have also advocated for the voice of young people in your country, Ukraine, beautiful country. So could you tell us how you became proactively involved in the areas of environment, and what are the issues that make sense to you, and how would you look for the vision of sustainability for the future generation? So over to you, Mariia.
Hello, everyone. Thanks again for the Youth Coalition on Internet Governments for inviting me to speak to such an incredible group of people. Thank you to all the participants for joining us today. Yes, currently I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree in international politics and economics, but inside and outside the classroom, I do public policy work, mainly focusing on, but not limited to Eastern European region. As of now, I'm writing a policy paper on Eastern Partnership commitments to the European Green Deal. And as you may have heard, I'm a winner of the Europe and Central Asia case study Regional Challenge at the World Bank Youth Summit 2021. I consider myself being indirectly involved in environmental sustainability and climate change advocacy. When I write my policy papers, do public or private consultancy, I make sure that my solutions are sustainable, environmentally, socially, and economically. Yes, the environment is their primary consideration within sustainability, but in my opinion, it's also important to consider social welfare. So when I advise, I ask myself, is this solution equitable, meaning that it helps certain groups of people to remove barriers and have more controls of their lives? Is this solution inclusive, meaning that it improves the coexistence of people within different levels of income, gender, age, and of course, the interaction between environment, society, and economy happens at all levels and scales. And I advocate for practices that support sustainable economic growth without negatively impacting social and environmental aspects of the community. I believe that such approach provides a collective vision, considering not only our well-being today, but also our prosperity in the future world. And thank you, and I wish you all the most sustainable solutions today, and enjoy.
Okay, thank you so much for your inputs, Mariia. So now we come to the interesting part of this webinar. What we are going to do is that we are going to put you into 3 breakout rooms, and you will be given one case study. Like, you will be facilitated by these young speakers and very erudite practitioners of sustainability, and they will lead you to solve this case, which will come on your screen, and you will also be shared a link by them, and you will, along with them, share this case in a proactive manner. You will define, read the case background, and familiarize with yourself with the situation, and you will define the objectives of the case in terms of understanding what persona you belong to and how you will conduct further research to derive perspectives for each segment. And then you will brainstorm on some strategies and inputs and give policy recommendations for that case. And in the last few minutes of our webinar, we are going to have reflections from our participants. So I now request the technical team to create the breakout rooms, and we can put our speakers as facilitators of those breakout rooms, and then we can have our case study ready for our participants.
Thank you very much, Atif. I'm going to start the breakout rooms now. Kindly join. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks so much.
Environmental and social principles into Youth Cafe business strategy. Your group is hired to evaluate its environmental and social performance based on basic sustainability framework to give recommendations to improve its sustainability practices. The sustainability framework can be referred from secondary domain. It should cover different aspects of potential environmental and social impact. Based on both the company's activities, sustainability reporting, and sustainability framework, your team is responsible to distinguish environmental and social elements that apply or do not apply to the company and assess how these risks are being managed. So we will go to the sustainability framework in two more minutes, but I will proceed with it. For the output, for you to understand what we are looking for, is identifying what performance standards along with the sustainable development development goals would apply and why, identifying opportunities and risks for the company's business strategy and operations on environmental and social issues, and we also need to develop 3-5 recommendations for improving the company's sustainability practices and overall environmental and social performance. I know I'm going a little bit fast on this, but I also shared the link with you. So after we would have more time to read through and go through the case challenge, but I just want to share with you everything we would like you to keep in mind when working on the case challenge, and then we can go through it together one more time, and I will be happy to answer any questions you have about the case study. Improving their environmental and social performance. You are an industry expert in food and agriculture businesses and keep up to date with the new developments in the field. So what are your goals, objectives, and guiding questions to be answered? Your goals and objective is understand your client's impact on the environment and society in your region. It's evaluate your client's effort to mitigate these impacts based on relevant performance standards that you would identify and come up together as a group. You also need to ensure that the assessment and recommendation you develop support the needs for your climate use cafe in your specific region and adhere to the mapping of sustainable development goals. You also need to conduct a thorough analysis that focuses on environmental and social perspectives, combining these possible ways to improve your client's sustainability strategies and outcomes in the future. And at the end, we will together summarize your findings and recommendations on integrating environmental and social considerations in your clients' in Use Cafe's business strategy and operation. So I just listed the 5 goals we have for today as a team, and it's up to us whether we would like to address all of them or just dig into one, but we will talk about it together after we look at the guiding questions. What are performance standards are triggered by the company and why? What are the main risks on environmental and social aspect that the company faces now and in the future? How do the sustainability framework and performance standards fit with the company's overall strategies and operations? How well did the company implement sustainability framework and performance standards? Please highlight what they did right, what they have missed, and what could be improved. What challenges will the company face in implementation of its goals in light of its main region and activity, for example, Sub-Saharan Africa? What solutions can be raised to tackle this challenge? And what are the risks the company face if they do align with sustainability standards? I know it's been a lot. So this is the sustainable development goals. I think they are familiar to. We need to think of key challenges and assessments, of course, objectives and visions, what we want to achieve addressing these challenges. We need to come up with the key success metrics. So how we will identify that we are doing good or bad with regards to meeting certain goals and objectives. And this is probably a place for other consideration where we can address some economic sustainability aspects, which is also crucial when we think about the whole sustainability framework. And here is the place for the recommendations. So what are the next steps the leaders, policymakers should take? And one last thing I would like to say that the The outcome of our work will be shared with the members of United Nations. So you guys all have a chance to make a change and to help thousands of cafes who face the same issues like youth cafe.
Hi everyone. So I hope everyone is back to the session. So request the admin to mute participants who are not speaking. So I'm sure you had fun while solving that case study. I saw some great reflections from the participants, and still they are messaging that they love this kind of engagement. So you can see what kind of engagement you can build and what robust policy measures you can come up with within 25 minutes. So this was a 25 minutes case study design, and with the help of your erudite learners and session specialists and speakers like Ranitya, Mariia, and Jaewon, you were able to crack it and crack it real good. And I'm sure we will hear some very good reflections coming out of the groups. So over to the first group of Mariia. Maybe you can invite someone, or if you want to do it yourself, you can share the screen and the solution sheet and let us know what you thought of the case and what policy recommendations you came up with. Great.
Yes, so I will speak on behalf of my group, and then if anyone else wants to jump in, you are very welcome. So we decided to address the sustainability in businesses is our main case challenge. So our objective is to promote 3Rs framework: reduce, reuse, recycle in business practices. Also educate farmers on sustainable practices in coffee plantation and efficient use of we put water here, but also energy in it. So the approaches to implementations to promote the efficient use of water, we would use nutrient vegetation system to reduce water and fertilizers waste. With regards to 3R framework, we would use organic packaging, and to educate farmers, we would use their workshops in schools, but also farms as well, because you know that some of the farmers might be short on time. With regards to key stakeholders involved, it's the governments of sub-Saharan Africa, the region that we are focusing on. It's farmers and plantation owners, both male and female. We would like to engage people from academia and also UNDP, and also the independent environmental experts to oversight this. So the key challenges we see, it's education and literacy, especially for female farmers and plantation owners. Also, it's to convincing the manufacturers to move to organic packagings, because you know it might require additional costs and also resources. Other key challenges is the child labor used by farmers. So how can organizations such as UNDP and some independent experts is involved with farming practices like this, and also taxes and other financial burdens that may prevent farmers from transitioning to sustainable practices. So yeah, their consideration is financing and limited area of land. With regards to key success metrics, we would like to use the carbon footprint measurement to track the progress and also hold the firms accountable. We would like also to have the environmental impact assessment, as we know that sometimes not all the sustainability practices have the most beneficial environmental, economic, and social impact. So before we transition to them, we want to make sure that we actually reducing our carbon footprint. And then we also want to measure the number, to count the number of farmers educated in sustainable practices to see how much work has to be done. So with regards to our recommendations and next steps, we would like to promote gender inclusive businesses. So we want to provide cheap loans and tax cuts programs for female plantation owners. Also create a transparency board to report on the use of financing received to improve the sustainable farming. We would also require companies to publish their environmental impact online to hold them accountable and also track the progress. And last but not least is setting a goals from the sustainable development goals with a clear timeline for meeting them. And yes, if anyone from my group wants to jump in and add something, you are very welcome. And yeah, we had a great pleasure working on this case study together.
Thanks so much. So I think that was a very good summary, and I see very key points being touched upon, like of waste management, of be it of organic packaging in terms of supply chain management, or in fact, very important aspect of education for sustainable development goals as well being covered in your solutions. So due to the time constraints, I would just like to move to the next group. And maybe you can download your sheets, the facilitators, and when we present these findings to the high-level group, then we will include these sheets along with the participants' name. I will move to Jaewon. Jaewon, can you quickly summarize, or maybe if someone from the group wants to summarize and you can share, then you're most welcome to do so. So we now move on to group 2.
Yeah, I will share my screen and Francis will explain, and I can add maybe if there's anything. Okay.
Okay, that would be great. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, great.
So hello and good day, everyone. So from the case study, the challenges and problems that we are solving are on the worker protection as well as the sustainability and businesses in the business. So our partners and stakeholders are the manufacturing company, the workers, the Department of Labor and Employment, the hospital, the insurance company, and legal entities that will support these challenges and can provide solutions to these problems. So, for our strategies, first, we have to not use any materials that are plastics because these plastics have a very, very negative impact on the environment. And not everyone is educated on proper recycling. Next is set a quota for male and female workers for gender equality because sometimes there is a bias in genders in the working environment. So next is to create a guideline for proper wages by consulting with the Department of Labor and Employment because as we know, in this pandemic, a lot of businesses have been impacted negatively and not sometimes the workers will not get paid properly and this is against the rights of the workers. Next is to raise the awareness of the workers' rights and provide explanation about the guideline. So we have to let the workers know about their rights and they can defend themselves if ever their employer violates their rights. Next is to choose an environmental friendly manufacturing company which does not use plastics. Since we are promoting sustainability, we should really promote materials that are not harmful to the environment. And there should be companies that should provide that. Next is to install a suggestion box within the company so that we can have a monitoring if the coffee shop is not violating any rules and it's properly meeting the requirements. For other considerations, we have here the insurance in the safety of the workers in their and also in their environment towards this pandemic. Next is the liability of the workers to ensure that they are safe and their rights are being protected. For key success metrics, we have survey, interviews, and monthly inspections to ensure that the coffee shop is not violating any rules. So for our objectives, we have here to provide jobs for those who are affected in the pandemic in ways that benefits both parties. Because as we know, this pandemic really hit us hard, and this is an opportunity for people to get their jobs back. And we should find ways that we are not harming the environment. So for key challenges, we have here cooperation of the manufacturing company, because some companies believe that they are using plastics to prolong the life of materials. So it is a challenge to see if they can cooperate in using sustainable materials. Next is the company's budget, their insurance, and the manufacturing companies, if they have the budget to support the workers and the materials. Then next is the workers might not be willing to share, as they are afraid that people would know who reported. So they're afraid they're afraid for their safety, because if they report that they are being abused, then their employer might have a hard punishment for them. So that is one of the key challenges. So for our next steps here, we need to have a survey to first see the challenges that will be dealt. Next is to provide a good relationship between the manager and the workers, and to determine if there's a history of violence between the employer or with the workers. So lastly is to create a guideline for proper wages and for a safe working environment, so that everything will go smoothly and there'll be no chaos. That is all for my explanation. Thank you and good day to everyone.
Thank you so much, Francis. That was really very nice to hear that you have considered COVID-19 scenario as well into your solution. And along with sustainability in business workers protection has also been given due importance in your solution. So you have summarized this really well. And now we will be moving to the last group led by Ranitya. So Ranitya, over to you. If you have someone from your group who would like to enumerate the solution sheet, or you yourself want to tell about how you came up with those ideas, then you can do that yourself as well.
Okay, thank you, Atif. So we are from group 3. So our team, Nico and Noha, will explain more about our discussion during 35 minutes. So let me share screen, and then Nico and Noha will explain more about this.
Sure, look forward to it.
Okay, so I think everyone can see this. Great. Go ahead. So Nico and Noha, time is yours.
Okay, I will start. Well, in our case, it was the case of a youth cafe. It's a leading company, a leading coffee company that operates in nearly all the major economies with a global coffee market, with a global supply chain. So our idea was to identify the challenges, and this was the challenges like, well, the recycling of the materials, the client perspective. If we wanna use a strategy about recycling or using organic materials, you need the client perspective. Because it's known that the single-use plastic is ubiquitous, and in landfills where it can take thousands of years to decompose. So then, about the agricultural part, it's desirable to have artificial intelligence in the ground with solar panels and plant energy systems to reduce the wastage and the carbon foot, and also in order to use renewable energies. And then about the coffee planting efficiency, we need to look at that to improve the quality of the service, and also about some alerts in climate spaces of things happening. And then about the low energy sensors, if we are trying to measure the ground and all the agricultural part, we need low energy sensors to reduce the energy wasted, and also the use of IoT devices with good standardization in that way to measure temperature and other factors in a network for the farmer. And then about the traceability part, in order to keep in track of specific farm slot, in the scenario of this global supply chain where all the things could happen. So having a specific track of the products and all the supply chain will be desirable, and these are the things we need to face. About the objective goals, we are looking to lower the carbon emissions, to reduce waste with the recycling part, and also with replacing with organic materials for the cups of these coffees, right? Then in order to lower the energy consumption, the use of these renewable energies or plant energy systems based. Well, about the supply chain traceability to improve the quality, and as I said, all the things about that. So, Noha, up to you.
Thank you. So if we're promoting multi-stakeholderism, so in that case, we need to partner with different stakeholders like NGOs, youth organizations, startups to adopt their adoptive solutions, creative solutions, governments, schools, farmers, and many other stakeholders that can help us with our new strategy. So regarding our challenges, we have like the cybersecurity issues with the network of sensors we'll be using, importing the sensors in case they're not available in our economy. The spectrum license, this is too technical, but we need a license in order to use these sensors. The end user response, which is our consumers, our customers, for the recycling campaigns will introduce before adopting this strategy, and the devices maintenance. Of course, we have many other challenges as well. Back to you, Nico.
Yes, so our approach and implementation strategy is around reducing this plastic usage and replace with more eco-friendly products, then replace the printed materials with digital ones whenever it's possible, to study the eco-friendly agricultural solutions using these kind of technologies or devices and sensors, research or replicate about technologies in other parts of the world, maybe have some work about that, or just research about these new technologies for the measurement and the traceability part. And then in the end, adopt eco-friendly transport solution between farms to factories, maybe autonomous vehicles, maybe to reduce the wasting, or electrical vehicles, and for orders delivery also, maybe some platforms and things. So other considerations we need to have in mind are the developing of the farmer skills, the reskill and the upskill in that sector, maybe a lot of about cultural awareness, and then the technology support to have these strategies or approaches implemented in time. Back to you, Noha.
Thank you, Nico. So regarding the key success metrics or KPIs, we have to consider the return on investment, the ROI, because the youth cafe will spend a ton of money to implement this strategy. Also our carbon footprint, and of course, and the most important is our customer satisfaction. So what are the next steps? Mainly raise awareness among consumers and encourage them to join the green movement with our cafe and in a generic way in their lives, and partner with other recycling organizations. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think that was a very good presentation from both Nicholas and Noha. And you guys have simply, considered all the factors that we could know of the triple bottom line, people, planet, and the sustainability overall for a company. So those are very good inputs and thank you for your, and with this, we have come to the closing of this session, and I'm really glad to see so much diverse inputs coming from the different groups. As you can see, all the three solution sheets were different from each other, and different metrics were there. And in the last one, I saw some technical parameters. In the first one, I saw specific to business sustainability. And in the second one, workers' view was incorporated. So these are very high-level inputs that we have taken into consideration. I would request the speakers to please download the sheets, the facilitators to download the solution sheets and send it to me and YCIG, and we will take it to the high level delegation and policy network of Internet Governance Forum. And I extend my very warm welcome to all the participants who joined with us. And I'm especially grateful and thankful to all the speakers, to Ranitya, to Mariia, to Jaewon, to lend their time to us and lead the groups in a fantastic way as you have done. So this is a very successful session for us. We will also amplify it on our website. And I am also sharing the link of our website with all of you. So all of you are welcome to join it. And you can join our group to hear more updates. And we also have some surprise email waiting for you. We have noted down all the participants and we will send you some mailers, which will be of much interest, I can say, along with a group picture maybe. So if you all can come online for once, then we can have a group picture. And then we will close this session. And over to my steering committee members, I would my heartfelt welcome from the bottom of my heart to Eileen and Noha, and to the technical team of YCIG, to Alexandra, who unfortunately was not able to make it due to personal reasons. Thank you so much. And if you want to say something as a mark of gratification, over to you guys. So Eileen or Noha, if any one word or two lines you want to say, over to you. And thank you. I can see some great faces right there. It's so nice to see all of you. Yeah.
For organizing this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So request Eileen if we can have a picture, because Eileen is our technical expert steering the group at YCIG, and Noha or someone can take a snapshot of all the beautiful faces, then that would be great. Yeah.
Okay, and let me know when you are guys ready.
So say cheese, everyone.
Okay.
One, two.
Yes, please count.
Yeah. Yeah, Eileen, you can do it. So I have one copy as well.
1, 2, 3.
Great. That's nice. So thank you so much. Have a lovely day, all of you wonderful people. And we will connect again. Do make sure to register for a very interesting second webinar. And all the details will be on the social media channels and on the group. And we look forward to keep this engagement with the help of our amazing community members. So thanks everyone for joining, and look forward to see you again in better times. So thank you. With this, I close the session. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
Have a
everyone.
good day. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.